And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Braemar Arena, along with Bart Archer. I am Pete Wagner. Hi, Todd Mulliken, no sound. Thank you, buddy. We got her all adjudicated. You can sit back, put your toes up, enjoy the show.
Well, welcome. It should be a good one tonight. The tail end of a home and home. Last time, Hill Murray, hosting the Edina Varsity team, came out with a 1-0 victory, a goal about halfway through the third period. I look this game to kind of mimic that one a little bit more, but I think it's going to be a little bit more wide open. Should be a good one.
Well, these two teams do the home and home as we have seen the past few years, Bart. And it's been very good to Hill Murray as they, defending state champs, took a pair last year. Edina didn't score a goal against them in those games. And then once again last night was another one-goal affair, 1-0. So it's been Bill Lechner, Bill Murray. I was trying to make a statement out of that. Bill Lechner, Hill Murray, get it?
Well, Groundhog Day, they haven't scored a goal in a while, so history keeps repeating itself.
There's a broken twig on the ice right now, and I don't mean Dave Terwilliger.
No, well, we hope not anyway, but there's another couple $100 to one of the parents, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Pretty happy about that. But faceoff is going to come down all the way into the Hill Murray zone to the right of goaltender Nick Erickson, the junior for this Hill Murray squad.
And starting for Edina will be Robbie Klarkowski, the sophomore, 2-1 now on the season as he had a 1.33 goals. I love how everybody is sending me their texts about the sound. I've got all these production managers in the crowd.
Well, indeed, but
it's hilarious, I know.
But here we are. We finally got it rolling. But
thanks, guys.
This should be a good game tonight. Two teams that know how to play this game, that have good speed. Goal scoring might be a challenge for both of these squads a little bit this year, but it doesn't mean we're not going to see a great hockey game from start to finish.
Hornets in their own zone to the line. That's slapped back in by Gruba. Wide of the mark and picked up now by Lashinger. The Pioneers in their black, green, and white sweaters. Edina white, gold, and green. Up the middle they go. There's a quick snapper that misses the mark by Dahl as it's going to be picked up by Willie Johnson. They'll play this one back in behind. They reunited that line from last year with Jimmy Clark up the middle. Johnson will play this one. That's off Dahl's stick and batted down, but now it's picked up by Hill Murray as they'll control. On it is Gruba. He plays that one rink wide. The Pioneers will wait on the change. That's reached for by Williams as he's going to send back in behind Erickson. A big, tall drink of water back there as his counterpart is as Klarkowski. Boy, how good was he in his high school debut last Saturday against the Eden Prairie Eagles part? Oh, big check along the wall there. That sent Enriquez backpedaling. Puck played up to the left wing side. There's the sniping goal scorer Ryan Andor on it for the Hornets as he's going to try and kick that through. Ingebrigtsen was there. Now on the puck, that's going to be Carr for the Pioneers. That's off a stick to the right wing side. Here come the Hornets back the other way with Nevers. That's going to be turned to the right side as the Hornets will control with Worst. Wrister and a stick save made by Erickson as he pushes that one up off the far wall. Pioneers now will look to regroup out of their own zone as they'll play this one back up around the boards. The big carom for Enriquez as he's going to swing it back for Worst. Now Wyatt Worst with it. Outlets ahead. He finds Andor. Or check that. That was Borst, rather. Now it's Worst once again. And the Hornets will regroup and send it back in. 14:15 to go in the first period. Thanks for joining us here tonight on the MNHockey.tv. Eden Prairie and Holy Family Catholic locking horns over at the Eden Prairie Community Center, and Minnetonka playing host to Buffalo, along with a slew of other games that we've had throughout the weekend. Ooh, nice save there. A good angle and a good look by Johnny DeVoe. That's turned aside by Nick Erickson. Now it's played back from the left point. That's off traffic. They'll jam at this loose puck, and Erickson will be strong on it as he covers and hangs on.
Wow, it's a really nice play coming into the zone as Jackson Borst with possession. Right-handed shot along the left wing, just checked up, put it right on Johnny DeVoe's stick, and he put a good offering on Erickson. Erickson made himself quite big. Nice positional save by the goaltender. Then Edina getting in tight, but Erickson once again keeps that puck out of the net. Good sustained pressure by this Edina Hornet team, really creating fits for this Pioneer defense to get the puck out of the zone.
Clark the draw back to Williams, gives it back to the right side as Davis will play this wide of the mark. Clark will bounce that one off the end boards and dance up to the near side for Williams, back over for Davis. That's deflected up high by Johnson, doesn't get through, and the Pioneers will try to poke this through center across the checkered. They do. That was Lashinger on the play. Now it's Davis over for Williams, pulls up shop and gives back over to Davis. Outlets to the right wing side. There's traffic in the neutral zone, and Joe Palatichuk I believe he was out of the lineup at the state final, and that was cause for concern. The Pioneers, though, they just rode the waves and got it done. I don't think there was one goal scored in that game off the rush between they and the Eden Prairie Eagles last year. It was a very gritty tilt between those two at the XL Energy Center. And that's really the last meaningful game with a crowd of any sort that I've been a part of. And on goal is Clarkowski covered. That was pretty much it. A week later, we were shutting it down.
Right, you kind of take that for granted a little bit, but what a tough time to have an injury and miss a state championship game. But Joe Platichuk, a nice contributor to the squad, relying on him for senior leadership. Now face-off is to Clarkowski's left. Clarkowski came into his own, I think, during that Eden Prairie game, and he's been better and better the more we see. A little bit more confidence in that goaltender, a little quieter in his crease as well. Easy for me to say.
How do you spell that?
I'm not even going to try.
To the right wing side it goes as it's sent back through. Edina continues the forecheck. Fetchko is there. Or check that was Andor, rather. Little line juggling going on here for the Hornets.
I kind of like this line for the Edina Hornets. They got some grit and they got some speed.
Good to see Jay Larson's on board with us.
Hello, Jay. That was Marcus Kaufman offering on that one, and it was Clarkowski ramped that one up and out of play. 12-16 left in this first period. We're scoreless. Faceoff is going to be to Clarkowski's right, but I think Edina kind of came into their own. I think they grew up a little bit against the Edina or the Eden Prairie Eagles. They went into the Eden Prairie Community Center and bested a very talented and deep Eden Prairie's team, holding them to one goal. And here come the Hornets. It's DeVoe on to Boris. Boris up on the wing. And this is Fetchko in the corner. Little on-air production. I'll let the picture tell the story. Puck back into the Edina zone. Clarkowski holds it for Worst. Worst around his goal. Kisses it off the boards. And there's McCoy. He gains the checkered line and dumps it deep. And it's going to be Carr on that puck for Hill Murray. Forecheck by Boris spurs the puck. But back comes, it's Madigan with the puck. Gets it out of the zone. Neutral zone, they just content to dump and chase. That was House that dumped that one in. And now it's Enriquez. Enriquez up to Boris. Boris up the left side. Gains his zone, drops it. Fetchko, a nice shot on goal. Big save by Erickson. Puck into the corner. And Hill Murray comes away with it. Just caroms it off the board. I think a line change, get some fresh legs out there. And it's Edina. Kevin Enriquez checks up behind his own goal. Up to Williams. Settles down a dancing puck. Goes behind his goal, checks in. And P. Wagner's finally back, for crying out loud. Never do that again.
Well, what happens here is we have the camera set, and there's two light phases here at Braemar Arena. And, if you go with the automation, I get ripped for that. If you go with this, you get ripped for that. So
danged if you do,
Todd
danged
Grover,
if you don't.
yeah, really. So we're happy for you.
Just put your phone away.
So Todd, thank God I was looking at it.
Yeah. Like
Todd,
you're never not.
Todd. And you too. Todd Grover, great camera guy, but maybe not the best with the color adjustments.
She's not even here to defend
himself. Did I just
He's
chirp him a little
shots.
bit? I did. Back at center ice it goes. Now it's going to be down low. There's a shot that's off the mark, but this thing is what it is. 10:27 to go. We're scoreless. Hornets with some good looks here. There's a shot by Worst that's deflected off the stick of Johnson and up off the netting. And out of play.
When Edina went into the Eden Prairie Community Center and played against the Eagles, it was actually Nicholas Williams and Wyatt Worst that really kind of stepped up. But the whole defensive core really played very well. Edina played as a unit, really kind of limited the golden opportunities for the Eden Prairie team. Now, not quite the scorers on this Hill Murray team, but they're still going to have to mind those very same defensive responsibilities. And when they had failure, it was Robbie Clarkowski that came up big. They're going to look for him to come up big tonight as well.
Good to see Flip is on the line with us. Mark Philippi, great guy. We run into him all the time. Give him the big shout. I mean, I can't even keep up with him here. There's so many, Bart Archer.
Well, I know Bob Givens from Marietta, California, and Doug Dornside from Colorado Springs are with us.
Regulars.
Indeed. We appreciate them.
It's like a coffee
shop. Appreciate everybody.
Here. It's like Mayberry.
Yeah. It's like friends.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Cheers.
That works for me.
So, Bart, it's interesting. When you play a team back-to-back like this, there's history, and there's a little bit of pressure because nobody wants to lose to anybody twice, right?
Well, plus when you haven't scored a goal in how many periods? We're talking 8 or 9 periods almost. So Edina wants to get off the schneid, but I think it's really kind of a nice thing that Coach Lettner and Giles have going, a home and home. Very unique in this situation. Two very, very good teams and great programs get to square off. But I'm not worried about the physical fatigue necessarily because these are younger kids. I'm worried about maybe a little bit of mental fatigue where they start reaching, they start cutting corners, and maybe some penalties. And both teams play a very disciplined brand, but it's a fun brand to watch.
Well, it's like a tip of the cap to the program for sure. There's a chance off the side of the net. That was Nick Mountain on the rush from the left wing side. Tries to play the body on Whitliff. Instead, it's going to be Worst behind the net. He gets it to the right wing side. That was Fetchko there. Now Worst gets it back. He'll go from right to left as he'll send a long pass that's deflected away by Mountain as he'll play that back in behind. Lashinger's there. He's jammed by Worst. Borst outlets to Fetchko to the right wing. There's a puck that's cut off. Pad save. Klarkowski quickly covers as the oncoming Max Zupfer was there from that shot that came from the blue line.
Well, it's also Lashinger that was there as well, and the puck just sitting on a doily. I think Worst kind of in I got it, you take it kind of a deal, and it was Klarkowski that decided to cover up, but there was some black jerseys. I must admit, those Hill Murray jerseys are looking pretty sweet.
I know, I do like the blacks.
Oh, absolutely. And the Edina whites. Plus, I can read their numbers, too. Doesn't hurt.
Back in behind. Now it's going to be Johnson. Looks for some sauce. Brings his man. Oh, his Dahl was almost off for the races. Instead, it's knocked back away into the zone. He'll put on the brakes. Plotachuk now on it. Plays it to the corner. Tabacol is there as he's checked by Williams on the stick for Godbout. He takes a swing at that one. Glove down. Nice job there to keep it alive. Fleischacker to the backhand. Pushes that one wide of the mark. And behind now it's going to be Madigan with it. He looks off the side of the net. Godbout back up to the line. Plotachuk is there as he'll play this into the corner. Nice job to cycle behind for Madigan in front. That bounding puck now on the stick of Clark. Back up ice he goes. Andor straight up the middle. Clark will load and shoot. Save, rebound. That one over the top of the goal as the puck will be back on the stick of the Pioneers. Back out of the zone they go. Hornets with good neutral zone coverage there. Nowhere to go but deep off the end boards, and on it's Godbout. He'll be watched by Whitliff, who swings him into the wall. Now it's picked up by Madigan, and the Hornets will battle along with Nevers. Left wing on the breakout for Willie Johnson. Runs into a few Pioneers players and says, let's try and get it deep, but they cut it off. To the near side it goes with Ingebrigtsen as he'll play this into the Edina end. Whitliff will take over, but he better hurry because Ingebrigtsen had an angle. And there's another angle in front. There's a quick shot. Nice save. Klarkowski turned aside. That bid came from House in on goal as that's into the midsection of Klarkowski.
Well, Hill Murray taking really good angles on the floor check. Put a lot of pressure on Whitliff. He tried to get the puck over to his defensive partner, but it was Hill Murray that came in, and it was House that put a good offering. Nice save by Klarkowski. When the wheel started to wobble for Edina, goaltender stepped up and made a play.
Now on the stick of Bonin. Wrist shot in on goal. That's held on to by Klarkowski again. 7.5 to go in the first period. We're scoreless between the Hornets and the Pioneers.
Well, it was a pretty easy save by Klarkowski, but those wavering pucks can sometimes be a challenge as Ingebrigtsen was sitting, waiting in the wings for a second chance. 7:30 left in the scoreless first period.
Right wing off the boards. They try to play this through center. Williams try to push that one through. Loaded blocker pad save. Oh, that was a tough one from Bonin that kind of took Klarkowski by surprise. Fighting it off into the netting.
Well, and I think Bonin has some pretty quick hands. He let that one go in a hurry. Top of the right circle. And Klarkowski did a nice job of reacting to that one, ramping it up off his shoulder out of play, but faceoff's going to be to his left. But again, Hill Murray coming in the zone with a little speed. Got a pretty good look on goal.
Borst will win that battle with a little bit of help. Swung around the boards. That's knocked away by the Hornets. Now DeVoe comes away with it. Oh, nice feed. Look out. Here they come in that goal. Fetchko to the forehand, and that one's over the top of the goal. Wow, look at this feed, Bart Archer.
Well, that was really a nice feed. Caught him in stride, too. And it was, as you said, Fetchko that went in. That's a guy that you want to have the puck in that situation. Went in, got a little deeper, I think, than he wanted. But Nick Erickson did well, taking away the high percentage shot, ramping that up out of play. But that's Edina's best opportunity probably in a little while. but didn't convert. So we're still 0-0, just 2 ticks under 7 minutes to go in the first.
Erickson with that sturdy .943 save percentage, just seeing that number increase through time here as he's been stolid here tonight.
Boy, you think Hill Murray's had a nice tradition of solid goaltending?
Borst has a man open on the far side, got a little deep. They still gave it a shot. That feed was knocked away from DeVoe by Erickson, and back up the ice they come. Bumped off the boards. Here comes Worst. Chops that one away. And they'll play this to Whitliff in front. Boy, that was like a centering feed almost. Whitliff handled it neatly. Kicks it ahead to the center ice area. Doesn't like what he has like that. Regroups, goes east-west. Finds Worst across the line. He's content to shovel it in. Now it's Williams. Off to the right wing side. Dahl. He runs into 2 Pioneers. And here they come out of the zone. This Pioneers team can skate. They're going stride for stride with the Hornet team that can skate as well.
Right.
It's been impressive.
Not a big surprise. That's been the continuity of both these programs throughout the years, is they play the right way, but they skate and work very hard.
Indeed, the calling card. There's a turnover, an opportunity in front, but Williams was there. Oh, held in at the line. Not quite.
That's a good call. He did a really nice athletic job, and we're talking about Matthew Fleischacker, the senior defenseman for Hill Murray. Just kind of the momentum pulled him back, and just a little bit of a white between the blue line and the puck brings it right outside the zone.
I've got all my fans. I got a text here. It's quite amazing. All 2 of them. Back in behind now. Clark will ring it around the boards.
So you doubled since last week is what you're saying.
Big increase. Now it's Whitliff. Back over for Worst. Ahead he goes. What did we do when we didn't have phones and we were doing games? We actually just did the game. We didn't have to deal with the social media garbage.
Life was a little simpler.
Goodness.
Not as many people got hit with pucks either.
Oh, with their heads down? I know. Cross the line. Vandervoort with it. He'll try to fight his way through traffic off the end boards. Palatichuk, wow, had the angle, but Vandervoort, nice job to take it away. Here comes Williams pinching down from the right side. Aggressive there for the Hornets to keep it alive in the offensive zone with 4:50 to go in the first. They'll bump the wall. Here come the Pioneers. Worst is there. He's been one of the Hornets' steadiest players here to start this season. I'm very impressed. He's got next-level credentials written all over him from my view atop Braemar Arena.
Well, he played such a great game against the Eden Prairie Eagles as well. He was one of the main reasons why those opportunities were limited.
From center, they'll shovel one in. Klarkowski bats it away. Look out, they score! Oh,
boy.
Oh, my, almost an own goal there by the Hornets. And the Pioneers take the 1-0 lead.
Well, and keep in mind, this is a Pioneer team that's been struggling for goals so far this year. They don't give up many, but they don't score a lot as all. That's only the 8th goal they've scored so far this season in its 5th game, so they don't need a lot of goals. But this one's going to be a tough one for Edina, having not scored for so many periods. Now they're down by 1, but just an by the way, goal to a certain degree, but it's a line drive in the box score, so Hill Murray draws first blood. 4:22 left in this first period.
Line drive in the box score. Love it, Bart Archer.
Doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be effective.
No.
We'll get official scoring for you shortly.
Boy, we'll have our Hot Stove League report for you here between periods. Blocker pad save up over the netting. And the question's going to be, Bart Archer, where will Nelson Cruz end up? We'll find out. Speaking of line drive up the middle. 4:14 to go here in the first period.
Well, with Pat Milan, I'm sure everybody heard that, but it was sent in from Kerr and Palatichuk at 12:38. Even strength.
Back in behind it goes. Williams is there. He's being watched on the play by Zupfer. Knocked over to the right wing, and here's Fetchko to center. And now it's picked up by Carr off the boards. Hornets across the line. And it'll be played into the neutral zone. Quickly over to handle that is Enriquez as he tries to play it deep, but that's cut off. Hornets now win the battle with DeVoe back in behind the net. And it's going to be House with it as he'll carry up the left wing side. Clark ahead to Fetchko. Fetchko to Clark. DeVoe will change as Clark looks to create down low. And the Hornets will forecheck with Fetchko looking ahead to Clark, who plays this one out of the corner. He'll get wrapped up on the play by Fleischacker, and they're going to chip it to center. Worst will get a piece of that with his stick, and that'll be washed off on any ice as the Pioneers get the change, and Worst will play it over to the right wing for Whitliff off his stick. Whitliff now at center. Have to let Dahl handle that, and another broken stick on the ice. That's a twig for Kaufman. And now it's picked up by number 26, Axel Begley. Back at center. Here comes Worst as he dances to the left. Nice feed to the middle. Clark tried to swing that over to Johnson. That failed to click, and they're going to chip this one back into the zone. Gruba is there. Now Gruba with it.
Well, he could have got too many men on the ice penalty.
Long pass to the left wing side across the line. Ooh, nice cut back. Oh, and stood up on the play was Andor. And to the line, it's going to be Worst with it. Opens up and shoots. That might have been blocked on the way in. I don't know if it got through to Erickson or not.
It did not.
And now it's going to be controlled by Williams. Nice job to get away from another number 7 in Madigan. Williams across the line. He'll be bothered, looks to play it to the corner, looks for a little bit of help in the forecheck. It'll be played back into the corner. Now to the left wing side, Madigan with it. He'll play that through, hits the stick, as we always call that out. It's going to come into play every time. Now it's controlled to the corner. Pioneers offensive zone time. Jensen to the line that's fanned on, blocked by the Hornets. Now it's Borst with speed. Fleischacker can skate, looks to get an angle. Nice escape there to the right side, looking for Fetchko, and that one misses the mark. Now to the left wing side, Madigan with it. Madigan will play it to the right wing. Fleischacker is there, chips this one back in. Bounces a stick, and it's played back in behind. Williams is there, looks ahead, but he's cut off by Godbout, and he plays it back in behind. To the left wing side it goes. That misses the mark for Borst. DeVoe had that there. Now it's knocked in by Godbout. The carom will bring itself all the way to the near boards. There's a collision right down below. Now Borst comes away with it. He's going to have to hurry because he's cut off by Ingebrigtsen. Boy, how committed have these Pioneers been to cutting time and space and taking angles? It's been impressive.
Well, and their sticks have been very effective. They're winning all the stick battles right now and really creating Edina some fits, so to speak. Edina started to press a little bit, but even just getting up the ice and getting the next zone has been a challenge for Edina. But that's a compliment to Hill Murray and how they're going about their business.
Williams hard off the glass to center. Pioneers will regroup D to the near side as they'll look ahead. Nice job on the tape there for Bonin. He'll be stood up by Williams. Back into the corner goes. Oh, he's jammed. There's a penalty coming up.
Aggressive.
That's going to be on Davis as Bonin went in heavily.
Well, that's what happens when you move your feet. You can make plays happen, and Bonin was going to certainly win that race to that loose puck. And it was Owen Davis that just took a little liberty. So 13 seconds left. Not a particularly good time to take a penalty, but 13 seconds for Hill Murray to get a golden opportunity to put some pressure on Klarkowski and goal for the Hornets. Face off to his right. Just 13 seconds left. Power play Hill Murray.
In to take the draw for the Pioneers. That's number 12, Jared Jensen. He goes in against Clark. Win by the Pioneers. One-timer, Platichuk got underneath it, didn't get all of it. And that's going to be hung on to by Klarkowski.
Well, Platichuk with a lob wedge on that one, a 56-degree. I think
nobody better at that than you.
About a 5-iron on that one, but kind of a challenge and save, but the goaltender made it look easy. There was some traffic in front of him, and that one was coming in about half speed.
You know,
it's
that
like a P. Wagner fastball.
What?
I'm kidding.
There's a puck that's rung the walls there. There's a wrister. I took exception to that one more than any. That was a tough one. What are you talking about?
Right. I can't hit delete on that one. It's out.
I take pride in the heat that I throw, man. That's hilarious. Well, Bart, good period. You know, up and down action, and you know, obviously the scoreboard you give the edge to the Pioneers because they have it at 1-0, and I think they did a little more damage in the offensive zone with sustained pressure. But Edina had their moments too, and when they did, Erickson was really good in that.
Well, I think he was. I don't think Edina challenged him much after the first probably 10 minutes of that first period, and then it was Hill Murray that started to kind of take control. Nice, efficient zone exits, possession through the neutral zone with speed, and Edina a little soft to the blue line, but they started to get to Clarkowski and put some pressure on him. The Edina goaltender made a couple pretty good saves, but I think Coach Lechner has to feel good about his effort. Edina just has to tighten up a little bit and get back after it and put some shots on Erickson. That's the only missing ingredient on that, but that means more zone time, and that wasn't easy that period.
Hornets and Pioneers after one. Hill Murray leads by a score of 1-0. We'll take a timeout. We have more high school hockey action coming up for you here in about 12 minutes.
So Anabai Construction Company started in 1905. So I'm a third generation, and now we have Eric and Jake.
One of the neatest things that I get to do when I go new places and talk about tradition companies is talk about the history of the company, and you know, it's pretty easy to be proud of the fact that we've been in continuous operation for almost 120 years.
Really, it just came down to, you know, trying to figure out better ways to serve the customer, and so it wasn't necessarily about making more money, but it was about providing a more seamless turnkey customer experience. So just kind of slowly over the years we added additional pieces to the puzzle.
So we started the tradition companies basically to figure out how we could do vertical integration that encompassed pretty much everything from the dirt to the final closing at title.
We like to think that, you know, the difference maker is just the, you know, the personal interest level we take, where it's just more than a job. We really feel, you know, a passion for serving the clients and really taking care of them. I think the loan officer group we have, you know, it's not about the money, it's about the satisfaction when you're sitting at the closing table with the clients and you've done a good job for them and they're happy, and you know, you see the joy that you bring their families.
At Tradition, we're a high-touch, high-tech bank. And what I mean by that is we have one-on-one relationships with all of our clients. When you walk in, we know you by name. Yet, when it's Saturday night and you're working on things, you can do online banking, mobile banking, and have access to all of the technology that all the big banks have to offer. So you get the best of both worlds, high-touch, high-tech.
Our niche and what we do, we start with the comprehensive planning. We're usually the quarterback of all the relationships because we're sitting down and we get to the nitty-gritty details of everything that's going on in each individual family. We look at, you know, all the insurance, the investments, we analyze them, help build a plan, help build cash flows, help talk about, you know, Social Security, any other aspects that come in people's life.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Braemar Arena. 1 goal scorer, Bart Archer, that for the Hill Murray Pioneers.
Well, and it was Jack Senden, the junior forward, that scored at the 12:38 mark, and that was from Kerr and Palatichuk. Shots on goal that period. Hill Murray with 13, and Edina with 10. But I really have to give the benefit or the advantage to Hill Murray for the last 7 minutes of that period. It just seemed like they cut the rink pretty much in half. We're skating downhill. Edina just fighting to get out of their zone. I look for that trend to hopefully kind of continue, I guess, in that respect. Edina just battling through, but they start with 1:48, a man down as Davis in the box for a cross check. So Hill Murray already up by 1 gets to start this second period on the power play. Long line changes for both squads, so the defensemen have to get off early. Better early than late. A little running with the devil for you.
Yeah, I mean, like our very own guitarist in New Low, Mark Storm, can be heard ripping that line out quite frequently, can he?
Yeah, indeed. You can rip a lot of lines.
Former Edina West Cougar.
I'm sure he appreciates that part. Just Edina graduate.
Oh, because it makes you older? Is that why it is? Along with
more
your
vintage.
Well, it's like a fine wine. Back through center ice. Nobody plays a better version of Under the Milky Way. I mean, he makes the church blush. Oh, here comes. Oh, no. I thought there was a hooking call on Clark as Palatichuk went down.
Probably could have been.
Back up through center. Bob Gibbons, by the way, critiquing the ice make here at Braemar Arena. How can you tell through a TV? That's the part that just baffles me.
Bob's been doing this for a little while. I think he knows what to look for.
Wow, but still, it's stunning. The power play continues. Another minute to go on that for the Pioneers on that late penalty to Edina's Davis. That happened late in the period as Owen Davis went. There's a feed, Fleischacker down low to the corner. They look for Palatichuk, cleared but not out. Fanned on partially there. Now it's Fleischacker with it. Back up for Palatichuk. Better hurry. Nice job to keep it alive. Look back over to Fleischacker. He'll load up, play to the corner. Good puck movement here. Good movement away from it from the Pioneers. Not a lot of stationary black sweaters. Save Klarkowski. Rebound. Over to the far side it goes, swatted and played down the ice by the Hornets back in behind.
Well, that was good possession by Hill Murray, but only one really quality shot of that. So Edina keeping everything in the periphery, but Hill Murray with outstanding puck control.
Here they are with it back up the line. Behind it goes for Williams. Williams now will have to hurry. 10 to go in the power play for the Pioneers as they play this one rink wide up high. Tucked back in behind the net by Begley. And set to step on the ice for Edina is Davis as he'll run over to the bench. Numbers down low still as the puck rattles around the cage. Klarkowski with the pads gets them down. And now they'll play this one back through. Center ice they go.
Well, Edina being a little bit more deliberate and effective, getting out of their zone, getting the puck deep, but they're not winning the battles, and Hill Murray being very efficient, picking up the pucks along the wall.
From the line now, it's going to be Fetchko. Fetchko will shoot. That one's off the glass. Whitliff to the corner it goes. He'll run into his man, and back in behind, it's controlled by Zupfer. Put on the brakes and chip the glass to center. Whitliff. And behind the net. Nice check thrown there by the Hornets. As Vandervoort offensive zone, forecheck continues. And the Pioneers to safety back at center. Worst will ring this one back around. You're going to have to go to the Elias Sports Book, the encyclopedia, to find out when the last time was the Hornets scored on the Pioneers. Dating back to. That one goes through the legs of Senden. Back end over to the near side. Housey with it. Hornets win the battle. To center. Slapped back in by Carr. 13:20 to go here in the second. Davis bumps the boards for Worst. Back over for Davis. Nice job to draw in the back-checking coverage by the Pioneers by Worst to get it back to Davis. Back in behind it goes. That's Housey with it. He's checked on the play by Dahl. Back up to the line for Davis. Loads and shoots. Deflected wide of the mark. They carry him over to the far side. Willie Johnson is there. That hits a pair of skates. Chopped at. Glove down. Nice job to get away from one man. And the puck will be fluttered back into the Edina zone as Davis reaches and comes back away with it. On the tape, they'll turn it back up. There's a quick shot by Jimmy Clark in on goal as Erickson squares and takes it right off the midsection.
Well, it was while Hill Murray, I think, was changing some bodies. A little bit of space on the right side. Clark grabbed the puck, had some space, took one from the top of the right dot or right circle, and Erickson made that save look pretty easy. But that's Edina's first good offering in a long period of time. Maybe things are going to change, but face off to Erickson's right. 12:39 left in the second period. Hill Murray still up by one.
Check now to center. Oh, the puck is going to squirt away as Wurst looks to angle. He gets into a battle with Madigan, and they're going to have Madigan take over from the right corner, down from the knees, back up quickly, but the Hornets will muscle that away. Off the right wing side they go. Borst with it. DeVoe loads up, lost the handle, goes down on the play, and into the net they go, as that one will be whistled down.
Well, that was actually a pretty good sequence. It seems like Edina was fighting the puck the whole way, but they got it up down the ice. And it was McCoy that, God, I keep saying that. I keep thinking Johnny McCoy. When it's Johnny DeVoe, number 11, I'm thinking way back to 1988, 89. But it just kind of handcuffed him a little bit. He did redirect it toward Erickson, but a pretty easy save by the Hill Murray goaltender.
Back behind the net, Palachuk has it. Hornets control no, they don't. Back into their own zone. There's three Pioneers right across at the line, giving the Hornets no options but to play it deep. Palachuk is there. And now he has it. Palachuk will play this one up through. Nice job to stay on that puck for Jensen. Jared Jensen across the line on his off wing. Back for Palachuk, who's been active in the offensive zone as the D-man. Off the end boards, Borst was there. Now Whitliff will play as Edina hustles up the right wing side with the Hornets changing. Ooh, they could have had almost too many there. There's a shot taken by Andor that's blocked. Back up to the line, Williams. Back down it goes. Deflected in on goal as Erickson gets it down.
Well, I like Vandervoort that play. He had Andor out front and just put the offering toward the net, relied on Andor to do a little bit of a redirect, but nice positional save by the Hill Murray goaltender. Received that puck, nary a second chance, but Edina's starting to get a little offensive traction right now, and it's Hill Murray that's into the responsive mode, but a very important face-off for both teams.
Off the glass to center ice. Nice job to keep there by Williams. Up high it goes as Vandervoort tried to bring that down. Wow, the gloves get up high just for a redirect there.
Well, and it was Axel Begley that took some extra liberties, and it was Vandervoort that was kind of minding his P's and Q's, just a little aggressive, but the referee's going to have to keep control of this. Sometimes on the back end of a home and home, a little emotions run a little bit amok, but no harm, no foul. Face off now to Erickson's right. 11:05 left in the second period.
Well, I'm going to use this as the Joe Caju trivia question. The last goal scored by the Edina Hornets against the Hill Murray Pioneers went back to January 18th, 2019 in a 3-0 win for Edina. That was at 13:42 into the third period by none other than Liam Malmquist.
Oh. Boy, here's a fun player to watch.
I did have to pull out the Elias Encyclopedia, by the way.
Number 7.
In on goal as Klarkowski will take the safety valve and hang on to that one.
Boy, that kind of puts things into a little bit of a perspective right now. How snake bit is this Edina Hornets squad? And Erickson looks very comfortable in goal. He's had just enough action to kind of keep warm. Now it's Klarkowski that hasn't seen some action for a while. Face off in the Edina zone to his right. But Edina's showing some, finally some offensive possession. It's been very difficult for him, but they're starting to get back into this contest.
Generating quality scoring chances has been a difficult task here tonight as the Pioneers have really shut down the middle of their defensive zone with authority. Hornets carry it deep. This is where they've been on the perimeter, as that'll be Clark, who's checked on the play by Housey. cut off up high by Johnson. Glove save by Erickson. Read that one beautifully.
You know, that was a good decision by Willie Johnson to take that shot a little farther out, I think, than he wanted, but it was a good offering, glove side, but it was Erickson who flashed the leather. I'd really like to see Willie Johnson shoot the puck a little bit more. Very unselfish player, likes to set things up, but I think that if he can put more offerings on net, that's good for the Edina Hornets.
Up high it goes. It's played back in behind. Now it's Carr with it. Gets a little bit of help with Bonin, tries to swing it out of there, but Davis takes over, gives it rink wide for Williams. That hits traffic on the way through. Bonin cleans it up, and he's going to take it to the near boards. He better hurry because the Hornets read that one. That was Johnson on that play. Now on the stick, Housey out of the zone. Dahl will play this one ahead off the boards. That's deflected by an Edina stick. That's Johnson again. Push back in behind Kaufman. Now a little bit of help from Carr. Carr comes away with it as he's going to play this one to the left wing side away from Clark. Pioneers very workmanlike in their effort here tonight. Here comes Clark. He's dangerous across the line. Fetchko, a shot and a save. Pad save, getting the left pillow on that one was Nick Erickson, as the Pioneers will swing this one to center ice.
Well, great stick by Ingebrigtsen on that one. It was Edina trying to put it back out in front. He lifted the stick, took the puck away, and cleared the zone. Really nice play by Brady Ingebrigtsen, the sophomore forward for the Pioneers.
Part of keeping the puck out of the net is great goaltending. You know, you had Remington Keppel last year and the year before, and now you bring in Nick Erickson, the junior, looking sharp here tonight.
Well, they've had a litany of great goaltenders throughout the years.
Just say not flashy guys, just very smooth and subtle, and, you know, they take the big situations very well. They really resonate with their coach. You know, you always say that they're replicas of him. Tripping penalty coming up to the Hornets. It'll be the second power play coming up now for the Pioneers.
Well, that's one thing the Hornets didn't want to do is take another penalty. 28.6 power play coming into it. Edina successful on their previous one, but Jackson Boris just an effort play. Got a stick in the wickets. Hill Murray forward went down, so now face off now to Klarkowski's left. But a golden opportunity for Hill Murray to double their advantage and really put some pressure on the Edina Hornets. It's up to Edina to pick up their teammate and get through this challenge.
Here's a wrister. No, in front. They score! Oh, Fleischacker fooled me. Finds Madigan in the slot. It's 2-0 Pioneers.
Well, what Fleischacker did is he drew the defenders in and really created some space for Anthony Madigan, the junior forward, and he put it in as Klarkowski was leaning, following the play, kind of went up against the grain, and he just one-timed it into a pretty much open net. Boy, no doubt about that one. It didn't take him long to score on that power play. Now it's 2-0 Hill Murray. Edina's got to not only put some pressure on Erickson, but they have to punch one in just to get that, I want to say monkey, but I think King Kong's on their back right now. But they need to get something positive to happen. They've been working awful hard, but Hill Murray once again gets rewarded with a bang-bang play. And for Madigan, that's his first goal of the season.
8:35 to go. Same thing for Sendenbart, so they're starting to get it going. Push back into the corner now. It's going to be Worst with it. Swings it over to Dahl on the near boards. Cut off on the play by Begley. Left behind there by the Hornets as they come back away and support. Now it's Clark across the line. Lets a shot go. That's blocked off the gear of Gruba.
It's like watching the Trojans. Why is that a...
Yeah, plenty block shots left and right.
Not afraid to get in front of them.
Again, they're taking everything from the dots down away from the Hornets, and they're keeping them off the boards and on the end wall, staying patient in their D-zone coverage and advancing the puck from zone to zone impressively. Ooh, there's a shallow angle opportunity from DeVoe that nearly trickled in. Now it's going to be Davis with it with 7 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the second period. Left wing side, underneath Gruba's stick. It'll rattle its way into the Hill Murray zone as they'll control with Begley. And there's a wraparound tap rebound. Oh, and a big save made there. Erickson slams the door once again. Mountain to center as he's watched by Davis. Williams comes over to help out. Back in behind the net. That's cut off on the way by Gruba. And there's a penalty, I believe, coming up. Did I see a roughing sign there, Signal?
Indeed you did, Pete. And I think it's going to be Nick Mountain that's going to go for Hill Murray. Just took some liberties, and I thought it was the net coming off the moorings, but no, Edina gets a power play, 18.2% on the power play. In most cases, you'd say that's kind of pedestrian for the Edina Hornets early in the season. That's pretty good. But the penalty kill is only about 60% for the Pioneers, so room for improvement in both special teams in this facet. But Edina, Jimmy Clark, has a golden opportunity to win this faceoff, and the faceoff's against Jared Jensen for the Pioneers.
Now it's going to be handled and played to the corner. Hornets looking to go to work on that with the power play. Clark down low. There's a walk in front. Borst was there. Clark, the backhand, stopped by Erickson. Fetchko gets it. And Fleischacker collapses and
nice
blocks
eat.
that one.
Wow.
Ate it? No question.
Oh, I like that one. Fetchko did a really nice job at changing the angle on that one. As Dylan Godbout that came out, he used Godbout's really momentum to carry him out of the play and just checked up, dragged it back, and put a different angle on it. But a nice save by Erickson, held onto it. Edina bodies well represented in front of the net. Just 1:29 left in the penalty to the Pioneers' Nick Mountain. But good movement, good pressure by the Edina Hornets. Really, Hill Murray's not giving them a lot of room to move out there either.
Packing it in for sure too, Bart. They're just, and when you try to push it through there, you're hitting nothing but shins and skates and
busy.
Yes, 6.5 to go and 1:18 to go on the power play for the Hornets here in the second period. Their first one of the game. Whitliff plays out ahead for Andor, back in behind the net. Edina enters this game at 2-2-1. The Pioneers 3-1 right now. 18-game schedule this year for the regular season. That's 7 less than what we're accustomed to. Took away a lot of the holiday tournament affairs and non-conference games for many of these teams. But still, we have plenty of great matchups around the state of Minnesota. Picked up where we left off. There's Worst with a shot that's deflected wide of the mark. Big check thrown off the near boards. That was Begley. 36 to go on the Edina power play. Now across the line, Worst with it, looks for some help. Instead, it's going to be cut off by Begley as he finds an opening. Sends it back into the Edina zone. On the puck now, it's going to be Williams with it, as he'll dance up the middle. Out-of-town scoreboard, Minnetonka 5 and Buffalo 3 right now at this stage at the Pagel Activity Center. Now it's going to be Clark with it. The Buffalo team's been playing a lot of teams tough here so far, Bart.
Well, and they're playing a tough schedule, too. It's going to help with the development of the program. Oh, Willie Johnson wants that one back. Trickled just inches wide. We're back to 5-on-5.
Fetchko poked that one through. Now with the 5th defender in the zone, the Hornets will try to work it. As the power play expired, as Bart noted. Borst with it now. Leaves off for Clark. He's got Johnson in front. That's blocked again. Palatichuk is there. Now it's Fetchko. Looks back over for Williams, who comes back away with it. Bumps down to the corner for Johnson. Swatted at and played the length of the ice by Nick Mountain. That's going to be an icing call. 4:41 to go. 4:40 now in the second period.
Well, I think there's a benefit to that penalty kill for obviously the Pioneers. A little energy. They're successful in what they were trying to accomplish, but I think Edina probably got a little boost out of that as well. They controlled the puck a little bit in the offensive zone, put some pressure on the goaltender. I think that if they can build on that, they can do some damage in the last 4:40 of the second period, being down by 2. But Hill Murray just goes about their business. Very difficult to play against.
Played back in behind the net. Housey to the left wing. Out of the zone comes Jack Senden, has the game's first goal. Puts that one back in behind the Edina net. Worst runs into his man as they'll fish that one off the side of the cage. Hornets will chip this to center. No ice on the play. Always makes things interesting here as Andor gets inside positioning there, gets some help from Vandervoort.
Great hustle by Andor on that one.
Behind the net they go with it now. Carr cut off on the left wing side by Nevers. Vandervoort was there momentarily, and now it's Bonin back up ice. Senden back into the corner. All the way around it goes, and Hornets will play it to the near boards. That was Andor looking for Fetchko as it's going to be picked up by Housey. Begley, right wing side. All the way up to the left wing it goes for Senden. He's jammed on the play. Worst will take over as he gathers in. 3:32 to go. Oh, they were going to try to spring Boris as that goes up and out of play. He was open at the line, but a couple of Pioneers were there with sticks.
Well, indeed, and that's not a big surprise, but Hill Murray might give you a look like there's something there, and then they take it away right away. I don't mind that, but it just shows that the Edina defenders are not opposed to pushing the puck up the ice if they think they can spring somebody free. It might pull the defenseman back a little bit for the Pioneers. 3:27 left in the second period. Hill Murray up by 2. Keep in mind, Pete, you said Hill Murray is 3-1 at this point. 7 goals for, only 4 against in those games coming in. So not a lot of goals to be scored, but they're defending actually quite well. And tonight is proof of that is the way they're playing against this Hornet team.
The cliche says offense wins games and defense wins championships. So I'm sure that's what Bill Lechner likes to think.
Well, and 2 on the board right now in the waning moments of the second period is not a bad position for the Hill Murray team to be in.
But say that to Gretzky, Messier, Curry, and Anderson, right?
And
Coffey.
Minsky.
Crusher. What did he have, 51 year? How'd that ever happen?
Oh, Jimmy Carson.
That was after Gretzky,
Inside
though.
joke.
He was part of that trade. I know, Jimmy, your boy. Back in behind the net. Do you still draft him? Gruba?
I did not.
No, it's Borst.
I was a Robitaille guy.
I was Robitaille.
I know. I'd get him and then I'd trade him to you.
No, you didn't. I would draft him. Kaufman. Couldn't skate, but boy, could he put the puck in the net. Icing the call. Ooh, wow, heavily into the boards.
And I think that was Tabacal.
Yeah,
in fact, it is. He's one of the prominent players. You have to like the hustle. But it was earlier, I think Fetchko went into the board, or no, it was Willie Johnson went into those very same end wall. They don't give a whole bunch, but looks like both players no worse for the wear. Willie Johnson's was in the first period, but it's good to see Tabacal up and going. But face-off now to Ericsson's left. 2:26 to go in the second.
High off the glass. Sent back in behind the net. Fleischacker outlets to the right wing side. Jammed on the play. Dahl, nice job on the back check. Couple of deuces going at it as he and Lashinger were there. Now it's played back up by Lashinger, and deep it goes. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the second period. Redirect. Klarkowski big and makes a save on that one. Now it's picked up. That was Zupfer to play this one, but the Hornets come away with it. They got numbers if they hurry. 3-on-2. Across the line they go. Nice job to find Dahl high over the glass.
Word.
And it's sent right back to the left wing side for Mountain. Mountain will take that one back out. Through legs. Nice save, Klarkowski. Another shot and a save. Klarkowski takes another one away from Mountain. Quick shot taken there by Fleischacker to the neutral zone it goes. Palatichuk is there as he regroups and plays this off the boards to center ice. Sent in by Madigan. Good to see Pete Henches is on board.
Hello, Pete.
He's got plenty of commentary. Pushed away. Back in across the line. Fleischacker, stick save. Pushed over to the right wing side. Delayed penalty coming up on the Hornets. Off goes Eriksson. And we'll have another late penalty on the Hornets as the power play to be employed by the Pioneers.
Well, I'm still waiting to see what the call is for the penalty, but it is indeed on the Edina Hornets. He's really taking his time to say what it is. It looks like it might be a hooking penalty. Another stick penalty for this Edina Hornet team. 55.5 seconds left in this first period, and it looks like it's going to be Nevers that's going to go to the box. Boy, the challenge is getting a little bit more daunting for this Hornet team. I think Klarkowski's going to have to come up with a big save by the end of this period, but Hill Murray with a golden opportunity to get even more momentum going into the locker room for the second break. Oh, too many play. I thought it was a stick penalty.
Nevers will serve the too many.
But, boy, that's a penalty you just don't want at that juncture of the period.
No, there's a quick shot. Nice look by Palatichuk. He just kind of got it and turned and flung it on goal.
Well, it was on goal. I think that's the key to that statement, Pete, is the puck made it to Klarkowski, forced him to make a relatively easy save, but they had support down low.
Big battle up high. It was Clark and Palatichuk. Palatichuk wins and gets it deep.
Oh.
Now it's on Godbout's stick. Oh. Someone's without a twig.
Yeah, that's going to be Davis without a stick.
And that broke in half. As now there's 30 seconds to go. It's almost like a 5-on-3 on the right side of the ice.
He just took Jimmy Clark's stick away. I don't think he gave him a choice.
Smart, heady move by the defenseman.
They need a whistle.
Palatichuk. Clark now is going to try to work the soccer skills. Over to the back door, Fleischacker in front. Nice save made, Clarkowski. Smooth there. That's a big one. Mark the tape on that one. Nice job by Williams to win the battle around the wall, but still held in. Ooh, they have a chance if they get that on net. That's going to do it, though. Wow, a quick burst there toward the end as an opportunity rose for the Pioneers.
Well, and again, a little pushing and shoving after the whistle. This really doesn't do either team any good at this point. But I think Edina, just get into the locker room, regroup, come out with some focus and some energy. But Hill Murray really coming out with 1:05 seconds left on the too many men penalty being served by Nevers. So they start again on the power play period. You really don't want that trend to continue. 2 goals down. Edina's got some work to do. 2 goals up. Hill Murray just has to keep playing like they're playing.
High school hockey continues. It's 2-0 in favor of the Pioneers. Back with more right after this.
At the end of the day, it's about people. I come to work with this group, and I know they got my back, and they know I got theirs. And we have I heard from our top guy, Tip Ennebeck, way back, if you treat people with respect, you do what you say you're going to do. I just feel like it's all about people, and not only for internally with the people that I work with, but our clients. And that's the way I look at it. Every situation I'm in, I'm like, what would I do if I was in your shoes? When we started in 1998, Tip sat us down and said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take 5% of our profits and we're going to give them back to the communities and the charities that we support. And over the years it's sunk in. And he said to me multiple times in our companies, the more I give, the better off I do. And it's hard to get your head around that when you're young, but as you kind of go through a career and you see clients and you see companies and you see difficult situations and you work through all this stuff, and you really kind of understand as an adult or an experienced person in the workforce, really what it does matter, what it is all about. And I think we far exceed 5% now. I'll tell you what, it sure feels good. We're doing a lot of good out there.
It's an exciting day no matter what. There's a lot of things that are mundane, but you always have the exciting points of the day where we're developing in a new area, we're expanding in a new area, or we're finally seeing like Spirit of Brenton Farms be fully developed, from day one. Over 10 years ago.
The difference maker is just the personal interest level we take, where it's just more than a job. We really feel, passion for serving the clients and really taking care of them. I think the loan officer group we have, it's not about the money, it's about the satisfaction when you're sitting at the closing table with the clients and you've done a good job for them and they're happy, and you see the joy that you bring their families. Helping be a guide for someone when they're going through what quite typically is the largest single investment someone's going to make in their life, their home, for that trust they place in us. It's really satisfying to be able to provide that service. And I think that there's a little bit of a oversimplification of what the mortgage process is really all about, and certainly the ability to close a transaction quickly and with the least amount of brain damage involved, I can appreciate, but there's a tremendous amount of thought that needs to go into the selection of the product itself, and then to be able to sit down with a experienced professional is extremely important to make sure you're making the right choice. And once we've come to that conclusion that this does make sense and the customer does want to move forward, certainly being able to fast track it and use all the technology available to get to the closing table as fast and as efficiently as possible.
After 2 periods, high school hockey presented by Tradition Companies right here at Braemar Arena at the MNHockey.tv, along with Bart Archer and Pete Wagner. 1:05 shows on the clock, a power play time. That'll be for the Hornets as they will look to dent the twine on Nick Erickson, who's been perfect against them this year.
Well, indeed he has. Edina being very hard-pressed to really get offensive opportunities, but now they have 1:05 left in the too many men in the ice penalty in the waning moments of that second period. So Hill Murray once again starts a period on the power play. They're 1 for 2, I believe, so far. They have had success, but I think it really comes down to Robbie Klarkowski for this Edina Hornets to keep this team in this game, because goals are hard to come by for Edina. One more might seal their fate, but if they can get the next one, make it a one-shot game, there's some hope for the faithful here in Braemar Arena. But Hill Murray's just playing such a sound game in all 3 zones. And now on the power play, it's a nice start for Coach Lechner and his Pioneer squad.
See who he brings out on his PK. Looks like up front I'm looking at Godbout as one of the men. Mountain is another.
Well, and you got Palatichuk and Fleischacker in the
Check
back.
that. That's Edina that's killing the penalty. I'm glad I'm on my
But
A
Clark
game
and
here
Fetchko up front, and Wurst and Williams on the back line.
Williams will hammer that one off the boards as it's going to be Clark up the right wing side. Ran out of real estate as Palatichuk read that one. Now Fleischacker, Palatichuk comes away with it. Mountain vacates the zone. And here they come back in across the line. Jensen hangs on to it. Fleischacker gets it up high. Palatichuk scores! Oh, that hit the back heel of the stick off of Klarkowski and caroms into the net. Kind of a funny angle there. 3-0 Pioneers.
Well, it was an offering by Palatichuk back at the point, and I think it was Jensen that redirected that past Klarkowski. And for Palatichuk, that's going to be 3 apples, 3 tallies on the board, and 3 assists. But I think that one might go to Jensen, Pete. Second goal of the season, power play once again. But now it's 3-0. The task in front of the Edina Hornets gets a little bit more daunting, but we'll wait for the official scoring on that one. I think it was Jensen from Palatichuk on the power play at 31 seconds.
We'll hear the official call from our very own Pat Milan, who will be vacating his seat. Maybe he'll be back, though, before the season's over. Do we know that for sure?
Well, I hope so.
Cross the line, stick save, turned aside by Klarkowski. Another pad save as he recovers. That one goes off the stick of Zupfer. And they'll collide off the far boards. Pioneers in the offensive zone holding the 3-0 lead here in the third. Cross center they go with DeVoe. He's going to carry this one. No, I'm sorry, check that. That's Fetchko. Going for the skate. Freebird over to the near side. That one's deflected wide of the mark. Tabacol is there. Now back up through the neutral zone it goes as Whitliff will play this over to the left wing side. DeVoe. Now it's Borst. Back to Fetchko. Shallow angle up off the window. And a puck played to center as Wurst will regroup in his own zone. His feed to center was blocked. Pioneers maintain the offensive zone. Whitliff now to the left wing side for DeVoe. DeVoe will try to lean into that one, but that's deflected away by Housey. In front, that's pushed off the side of the net there by Dahl. And the Hornets will play this one up high with Clark. Clark now will carry this one wide. But the Hornets love to do that big skate, the big looping skate around the offensive zone with it. Now it's going to be Williams with it. There's a deflection in front. Oh, that one's knocked away. Clark, nice wheels to get over to that one as he comes away with it, puts on the brakes. Knocked away from him. Over to the near side for Williams. Back to the right wing side. Davis can't control the center. He backpedals. That hits the linesman. That's not what you would call a good break if you're a Hornet fan. Now Williams, nice positioning there, bumps the boards for Johnson. Here's Willie Johnson up the left wing side. Plays this one through, bounces away from Vandervoort. Jammed on the play. And now it's going to be Dahl playing this one in, turned aside by Nick Erickson. And the Hornets from the end boards with Vandervoort. He's checked on the play. And to center it goes with Enriquez. Quickly over to Whitliff. Stepping up on that loose puck is Fleischacker. He's got such good wheels. That hits the pads of Enriquez, and back behind the net it goes. Waiting on that one was Madigan. Madigan brought down on the play. Now it's Vandervoort up the right wing. Quickly touches that against the wall. And to the near side it goes for Enriquez. 13:50 to go here in the third. Hornets down by 3. Now it's turned back in by Madigan. Behind the Edina net it goes, as it's going to be Whitliff getting there first, though. Jensen wins the battle. Shallow angle, shot and a save by Klarkowski, as it's going to be Whitliff with it now as he plays it to the left wing side away from Andor. As the Pioneers try to play that up the wall, Fleischacker forced to regroup, plays that rink wide for Palatichuk. And now it's going to be the Pioneers to race this one up. Boy, they've been so shut down the slot, the middle of the ice, not available, not for sale for the Hornets. Now they'll play this one up. Enriquez finds Borst on the move quickly to Andor across the line. Again, forced wide in on goal. There's Erickson to make the save.
Boy, pretty good up and down pace right now. Edina showing some of the defensive responsibilities as well, but it's just Hill Murray that just really kind of takes away time and space, and very good transition so far. Even the defensemen are getting very involved. I think Fleischacker has 2 assists and Palatichuk with 3. So, you know, the defense are not opposed to getting into the offensive structure of what Hill Murray's doing. But Edina's doing a pretty good job of defending, but they just haven't been able to get enough shots on Erickson and really force him to make too many plays.
I think the truth is, if you're the Pioneers and you look at this video when they have their session on this one, and the job their kids have done through center in their own zone, there's a penalty coming up. This one will be on the Pioneers. Hornets will get the extra attacker as Klarkowski hits the bench. On goes Clark. Back in behind the net it goes. Delayed penalty for the Pioneers. Clark controls, plays this one up to the line. Now it's Williams back to the corner, wanted to feed that one low and started moving, and that was going to be touched by the Pioneers as the power play ensues now for the Hornets.
Well, you could tell that it was going to be a power play as it stands, and I think it's up for this. Going to go for Hill Murray. Once you take that hand off the stick and wrap it around a player right in front of the referee, in fact, both referees' hands went up. So a little bit egregious on that one, just trying to make a play. But Edina with a great opportunity right now to get some momentum, get rewarded for a little hard work. But it all starts with putting pucks toward goaltender Nick Erickson of this Pioneer team.
There's Clark with it to the right wing side. It deflects up and out of play.
Well, sometimes it's better to just take the shot and force the goaltender. But they tried to force that one over to Willie Johnson, and it just deflected up and out of place, and now faceoff's going to be to Erickson's left. 12:21 left in the third period. Edina down by 3, but on the power play for about 1 minute and 54 seconds.
Key point in the hockey game, if you're looking to get some offensive thrust here if you're Edina. And for the Pioneers, you want to continue the kill in your defensive ways. Now it's Williams as he's going to wind it up to the right wing. It's Fetchko across center. He'll play it to the corner. Nice job to put on the brakes there. Now Fetchko gets it back, lays it into the corner. Erickson is there. Ooh, rolling puck away from Williams as Klarkowski will guide that one ahead to him.
Boy, what a great opportunity for Jackson Borst on that one. Just try to redirect, but Erickson closes space. I think Borst dusted it off just enough time to allow Erickson to come over and cover those grounds. But good puck movement down low by the Edina Hornets to get it out front. It's encouraging.
Williams retreats real high on the forecheck for the Pioneers. They're just going to say, greet us at our own line, and we'll do that to you. We'll force you offside. Well,
the last thing you want to do is walk the blue line, get it in deep. You had everybody standing up, waiting and waiting. Sometimes it's better to just, gain the zone and try to regroup. But he walked the blue line, hence the offsides. An even minute left to go in the penalty to Zupfer for this Pioneer team. Pretty good kill so far for the Pioneers. Only one good chance for Edina so far.
And 1 minute shows on their power play. It's been pretty telltale of this whole hockey game. Sent back into the corner. Underneath worst skate and all the way back into the Edina zone it goes. As that's Klarkowski to give to Whitliff. Whitliff to Worst. Rink wide it goes. It's been 3 straight wins for the Pioneers against the Hornets in this home-and-home series. Looking to make it 4 as Worst now across the line. For Andor, nice job to put on the brakes and find some room. Back up high for Worst with 20 to go in the power play. Whitliff for Worst. Rister, traffic, nice save Erickson, the second chance. Nothing doing there. Worst again up high with it. Looks over to the left wing side.
And Dahl broke his stick.
Gets it back, and down low it goes. They score! No, I thought that went in. That was Nevers with the redirect. I thought that trickled back in behind.
Yeah, the monkey just put his nails in the back of the Edina Hornets, so he's not leaving anytime soon.
No, just locked in, didn't he? Over to the right wing side. Fetchko's going to guide this back in behind. Fleischacker over to the right wing and out of the zone come the Pioneers. They're going to flutter one into the Edina zone. Foot race ensues. Davis comes together and icing the call on that one as Mountain and Davis gave it a good go.
Well, Mountain showed some speed. Davis going stride for stride. Davis got a little bit more of the position, at least kept Mountain from touching the puck, but just 2 ticks over, 10 minutes to go in regulation time. Edina showed a little bit of offensive wherewithal, moved the puck, made Erickson make a save, but overall that was a pretty successful kill by this Hill Murray Pioneer squad. And I think they're going to be content with just, defending and keeping the puck out of the zone. And if they can get possession, put some pressure on Klarkowski, they will. But I think they're content to just get the puck out of the zone and live to fight another battle, which they've been winning quite a few of them.
Here they come across the line.
Oh, nice drag.
When you have 3, Bart, right, and you get into the defensive posture you're talking about,
yeah.
Doesn't it feel good when you say, you know what, I mean, we do our jobs and we continue. It takes commitment to play the way they are in the defensive zone. They're just trapping them and just shutting them down and not giving them any room through center ice at all.
Well, you always kind of migrate back to your work habits, and as long as you just defend and just to play the right way, just keep doing what you're doing, but don't change your game too much, but just you pick your spots a little bit more. Just play responsible, play the right way.
Well, the one thing we've always noticed, Bill Lechner's teams, remember back about 5-10 years ago, they loved to stretch the ice with those long stretch passes, but that was the personnel he had.
Yep.
And now he's playing a more disciplined, tight checking game here. Not overdoing it on the forecheck with what he's got, and he's got a lead, and he's just having his team do their job.
Well, it's just a commitment to the little things, the stick work, the skates in the way, getting in front of shots.
Play to the corner as the Hornets Fetchko will find it. Hurley was there. And the Pioneers to center. Enriquez, nice job to recover there, nearly off to the races were the Pioneers. That was Tavical, and he's dangerous. Now to the near corner it goes. Check thrown there. Back into the corner. Now it's Worst as he plays that to the near side. Enriquez plays this ahead. Johnson was there. Klarkowski guides this one over as Enriquez looks to the left wing side for Willie Johnson. Sends a sauce pass over for Dahl.
That was hot sauce right there.
Yeah, it was. Nearly took the shins off of the linesman as the Pioneers gather and play over to the left wing as the Hornets will swat at it, but out of the zone they come with Lashinger. Or is that Begley, rather? And behind the net it goes. Now it's Davis for the Edina Hornets. From the left wing, looks ahead to Andor. Lays that one back in behind. Begley looks ahead. Oh, nice feed. You're going to give him an assist off this rush if they score. But to the near side, it goes hit the referee.
He tried to get out of the way.
He's just getting smoked over there. Maybe one big bruise like a peach. Now Jensen with it from the corner. He's just going to tie it up. 1-on-2 right now as Davis is in there as well. Vandervoort has a man pin. He's like, give me a little help here, boys.
Right.
Now
and then they lose the battle
free.
of the puck. It's just, wow.
And to center ice. Back in behind it goes. Just repelling it back into the Edina zone. This is a clinic, folks. We call it like it is here on the MN Hockey TV. Fleischacker behind the net. Watched by Vandervoort as he's going to come out of the zone. Outlets to the right wing side. And the left wing, they go with it. Godbout with a drop pass off the crossbar. And wanting that goal is Bonin. He's not going to get it. That was clear off the post.
Well, it was, but just the sequence to lead up to that opportunity was very impressive. Tic-tac-toe passing, moving it up the ice to the open man, getting him in the slot and taking one off the crossbar. That was pretty nice play by Hill Murray.
Borst muscled in from right to left and then to the post. It's stopped by Erickson. Worst takes over. Now they'll find Fetchko. That was Whitleff to Fetchko to the corner. Fleischacker is there. Borst as well. Bonin fishes to the far corner. Down to make the play is Senden. as he's pinned up on the boards with 6:07 to go in the period. Whitliff gets it. Wrister redirect, and that's turned aside. Palatichuk is there in the corner. He's going to run away from traffic. Smooth skating defense, but look out. He's got some energy through center. Here comes Palatichuk. Oh, and they're offside at the line. Whitliff takes a shot at him. Oh, look at that. The sticks get up. And an extra face rub. We'll see what they do there.
Something about discipline, but Palatichuk did a nice job of navigating his way through a very congested neutral zone, but a little bit of a challenge by Edina at the blue line forced Palatichuk to just cut enough for Pioneer to get over the line before the puck. So face-off just outside the Edina zone. 5:53 for Edina to get that goose egg off the scoreboard. But Hill Murray just very methodical the way they're going about their game tonight.
From center ice, it's the Pioneers. That's blocked by Dahl. Here comes Clark across the line. Clark will hold it. Looks to Dahl in front, but there was a black sweater to break that one up. Enriquez plays that back into the Pioneer zone as they'll regroup with Carr. Plays this one rink wide, flipped up high by Housey. And there's going to be an ice if they get there. No, they wash it off as Williams is there. He's watched by Lashinger.
Oh.
And now it's Enriquez. I missed that part.
It was a high stick on Lashinger. It was incidental, but he looks no worse for the wear.
Back into the corner. Lashinger took the stick. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Back up to the line. Enriquez plays, and it's going to be played again by Clark. Pioneers to the near side with Lashinger. Rink wide, nice feed. Here they come with a snapper that misses the mark there by Mountain as he had a golden opportunity. The big Karen back into Hill Murray territory.
Well, Klarkowski, I had a pretty good angle on that. Klarkowski made a glove save on that one. It was ticketed for the far post, so nice save by the Edina goaltender.
Tabacol and Williams off the end boards as Williams wins the battle to himself, but Tabacol doesn't quit on that play for you young kids at home. That's how it's done. In front shot, rebound. Oh, and a pad save by Klarkowski. Great chance. Nevers ahead to Vandervoort across the line. He's kind of stopped on the play by Gruba as it's going to be played to the near boards. Turn back in behind. Begley was there. 4:20 to go now in the third period. Now Worst with it. Plays that one rink wide. Off the netting and out of play on that opportunity.
Well, Whitliff actually saw Andor, I believe it was Andor, on the weak side, tried to feather a pass through with a little zip on it, and Andor got a stick on it, but I think just as shallow of an angle ramped it up and out of play. But I like the idea as far as what Edina was trying to accomplish. But faceoff is going to come outside the zone. It was off Andor's stick for Edina. 4:12 left to go in the third period.
Fleischacker jammed from behind by DeVoe. Back up ice come the Pioneers. They get rid of it quickly. Yep. Whitliff stands up his man. He went with a little bit what I would have. I mean, that almost. What do I want to call that move, Bart Archer?
I don't know. It was a little unusual, though. I will say that.
In front it goes. There's a quick shot that's deflected away. Now it's Borst with it. I was thinking DDT, but I was trying to find something better.
Jeez.
The DDT. Over to the near side now. Worst. Again, Worst plays this one ahead. Now it's DeVoe with it. Leaves off. Gets it back. Palatichuk is there. They look in front. Oh, DeVoe had a great chance there. That stick was checked on the play, and Palatichuk blocks, and he'll carry it back to the far corner. He'll chip the glass off a Hornet glove, and they got numbers back the other way. 3-on-2 for the Pioneers. Oh, they find the trailer down low. Oh, and they just missed the mark there. They try to push that one through with Madigan. That opportunity by Jensen missed the mark, as that was a terrific setup. Now it's Jensen spun away from the puck, and they're going to play this one over to the far side. Bump back into the corner. Davis to the near side for Williams. Off a pair of skates and back into the Pioneer zone it goes with 2:36 to go in the third period. Hill Murray in control at 3-0 here from Braemar Arena as it will be gathered in by Bonin. Hornets take over with Clark. His shot's deflected. Back to the corner it goes with Carr. And there's a pass on the tape of Sendin in front of the Edina bench. And now Davis comes away with it. Carries it to the right side as Erickson just going to gobble that one up and hang on.
Now, shot from distance by Davis. He did a nice job at least pushing it up, getting the zone and putting a shot on goal. But 2 minutes, 10 seconds for these Edina Hornets to get that 0 off the scoreboard and at least get some positive energy. Edina's been working awful hard tonight, I will say that. But Hill Murray's just been working a little smarter, moving the puck up with some fluidity, and their sequences have been pretty impressive overall, especially in this third period. Up and out of play. I think faceoff is going to come, or it's going to stay inside the Hill Murray zone, it looks like. So off a Hill Murray stick. It's going to be A.J. Dull on the faceoff.
Back at center now, it's going to be Worst to gather in his own zone behind the net.
Boy, and if you'll remember, P. Wagner, it's Edina that got shut out by Minnetonka here at the friendly confines of Braemar Arena. So goals have been a little bit tough to come by for this Edina Hornet team, especially in Braemar, which is very, very unusual.
We saw him last week at Eden Prairie play a near perfect hockey game. It was incredible how well they played.
Well, they just slowed it down to almost a crawl to a certain degree, just very methodical, just zone to zone to zone, really took the premium opportunities away from Eden Prairie, but then they started to kind of get some confidence, started to open it up, and they were still successful. It'd be nice to see that Edina team show up again, but they were very impressive in that, but Hill Murray's been equally impressive tonight.
They've been playing with control and possession.
Plus, they look good with those sweaters on too.
Yeah, their defensive their defensive work in the neutral zone has been the story of this game from my book.
Well, and they cut the ice in half too. It's just Edina can't get. They can almost get out of their zone, but once they do, they kind of run into a wall, so to speak, of Pioneers. And Pioneers are very good in transition, turning the puck back up and just getting it deep, as you can see right here.
The Pioneers as well have been committed to the one-on-one battles.
And they've been winning them too.
A lot of them. Here comes Borst up the right wing side. Poke checked at the line. Snapper in on goal as Klarkowski makes the save. Now Borst will try it up the left wing side, but he's chased down by Zupfer. DeVoe gets it back. In on goal, that slithers through the goal mouth area as the net's knocked off its posts.
Well, and it was DeVoe that had a pretty good head of steam, and I like the fact he went to his backhand instead of pulling it to his forehand, maybe improving his angle, but he put an offering on goal. And it was Erickson that I think that got kind of bumped on a flyby. I think they took exception to that, but no harm, no foul. And 53.2 left, so under a minute face-offs outside the Pioneer zone. I think Edina is going to be hard-pressed to really get an opportunity, but I know they want to get that 0 off the scoreboard and move on to next week with a little positive energy.
Pioneers off the face-off through center. Up high off the. We haven't seen that much of that in the recent time, have we?
No.
That used to be the play of the day.
Right.
Like,
get the duct tape out to fix the hole. But Palatichuk, I think, has been here enough to know that it's a low ceiling. But, boy, has he turned in a great performance tonight. Not only getting the puck out of his zone, but 3 helpers on the night out of the 3 goals that have been scored. So he's been very effective in all 3 zones tonight for the Pioneers. Been pretty impressive.
Now it's Worst with it. And they take over with it.
I wonder if that was on purpose. I'm kidding.
26 to go. Right wing side. Tap back in. Palatichuk behind the net. Andor plays the body there. Off the glass. Worst keeps at the line. And that's gathered in by Hurley. He does the job. Gets center and plays it in deep. Enriquez is there with 7 seconds to go. Here comes Andor from the left wing. Nowhere to go with it but deep as the Pioneers shut down the neutral zone, as they did all night long, and they shut down the Hornets. 12 periods in a row, shutout hockey over the past 2 seasons against the Edina Hornets, and the Hill Murray Pioneer team looks about as solid and sound as they did last year in winning the state title. They've got to put themselves on the short list as a contender for sure with this effort here tonight.
Well, and I'm going to try to make this sound like a compliment, and in fact, that's how it's intended, but the game might not be pretty the way the Pioneers go about their business during the regular season, but this is perfect for sections in state tournament hockey. They slow it down. They do the little things very, very well. They play sound defensively. Erickson turned in a good performance tonight. Edina's got a little work to do. Obviously, a very young team and perhaps some growing pains. It's going to be a little hit and miss to a certain degree, but I was very impressed the way Bill Lechner's team came into a pretty hostile environment and put up a donut on the scoreboard, scored 3 themselves. So Hill-Murray earned this win tonight.
They did. The final score reads the Hill-Murray Pioneers 3, the Edina Hornets nothing. Don't forget to check out our Tradition Company's Game of the Week next week. Hockey night in Minnesota. It'll be the Edina Hornets girls and Minnetonka girls, as we'll have all the action coming here Tuesday night from Braemar Arena. For Bart Archer and Todd Grover, I'm Pete Wagner.